I don't really got too long. I was gonna try to make it long, but I had to stop and get a soda pop, and I'm going into the boonies. So yeah, I was listening to PBD podcast this morning, and those guys. I used to really like that podcast, but they're real like globalist homos, like big time, and I don't know. It's off putting. They're just the shit they come up with. I'm just thinking of something in particular today. They had some idiot on there, but they're talking about how family farms are not continuing to thrive. Most of them are filing for bankruptcy. There's some stat out there that there was just a ton of new family farms. Not that the family farms were new, but a ton of family farms that have declared bankruptcy or in too deep in the debt. So, the one of the idiots on there was making the argument, well, family farms, they're just not successful and they just can't keep up with technology and do. And rightfully so, they can't compete with the marketplace. They need to go away. And it's like, anybody that thinks that farming and ranching, two sources of bringing in food for folks, is somehow, it's not profitable, obviously. Corporations, automation, all this kind of bullshit has made it really hard. But as far as like feeding yourself and keeping the family farm and I don't know, finding a way to diversify and keeping that family farm in the family and I don't know. My whole thing is like their deal is, well, it's okay that people are going away from doing shit like that, knowing how to do it. Farming is going to be probably automated and AI like everything else is kind of their argument, and rightfully so, because humans can't compete in the workplace, more or less. That seemed like what the argument was. And it's like, I'm the opposite. I think that people should be going back to the trades. I think that people should be going back to farming and ranching and providing their own food. Because who knows where your food's coming from? Any of our food. Who knows where it's coming from? Who knows what they're putting in the food, the animals, the hormones, the antibiotics, steroids, all that kind of stuff. How about how they treat the animals? Like if anybody's ever seen a chicken house, a chicken factory, it's brutal, bro. Those chickens, jeez, I don't wish that on my worst enemy. Maybe I do, but those chickens are stacked nut to butt in the chicken factory, in the chicken house, whatever you want to call it, in transportation. There's times where you'll see these chickens and ball damn near because they're rubbing up against the cages and other chickens, and they got to pump them with steroids and antibiotics because when they're in those confined spaces, so many of them like that, diseases are prevalent. You think about, chickens, all they do is shit. And I don't know if chickens piss. I think maybe they piss in their shit. I'm not sure. But I know for sure chickens shit because they shit all over my stuff all the time. And, you can imagine I'm in a small enclosed place with thousands of them. It's just, I could tell you right now that the smell of 10 chicks that are a couple months old in a small confined space is awful. Awful. I'm no chicken shit, but chicken shit is some stinky stuff. So, these workers that transport the chickens, the workers that work in these chicken houses, they get sick all the time. It's crazy. So that's where your food's coming from. And the only way to smartly, I guess, if that's the word I'm looking for, is small plots, man. Family farms, family ranches. Those things are going to produce the top quality, beef, pork, and chicken. I mean, those, a chicken that's raised at my house and taken to slaughter is going to be totally different than your run-of-the-mill chicken from a chicken house. I mean, it's incredible. I really like chickens. I'm a chicken advocate. I really like chickens, and the way they treat chickens, man, is awful. And the way they the way they artificially, pump them birds up and all that, it's horrible. So, they do that with pork, they do that with chicken, they do that with beef. They want you to have all this bullshit. They want you, if you're going to sell milk, they want you to pasteurize it. They want you to do all this shit that kills all the good bacteria. They want you to do all these things that hurt, the product that you're consuming and putting in your body. And they'll send the health department or whoever manages this shit, the USDA or whatever the circumstances are, to make sure and enforce that you're doing all this crazy shit. When you could just get a little chicken farm in your local neighborhood, or some chickens that have been harvested. It's going to be way cleaner, just way better for you, just everything all the way around. And we know all this. But people on motorcycles are so stupid. Actually, I don't want to get over there. Oh yeah, I do. I'm stupid, being stupid myself. But the thought of, the guy had said, like, corporate global food systems, that's where we're going, and that's where the best food's gonna come with the best regulation and blah blah. And it's like, dude, what kind of clown are you? Put your damn clown nose on, clown. Because corporations, globalization, all that shit is not good for the food we're eating. It's not good for any of the systems. Our air, our water, our food, any of it. But everybody's going to embrace all this technology because people are lazy. People are lazy as shit. And so they're going to embrace, paying some money in a physically less labor-intensive deal to harvest food. So, I mean, the incentive is there for corporations to keep gobbling up mom and pops. The tariffs and all the other bullshit that the American government and Trump, puts on American farmers and ranchers is a fucking joke. The thing with what? We're going to import Argentina beef. I mean, what about the beef producers here? It's globalization, man, and, the new world order where everybody's got to get their shit from all over the place, and it's such a diverse world and blah, blah, blah. And it's just, no, we're not healthier because of it. We're not getting lower prices for it. Local farmers and ranchers are not able to make a living. You got to be able to make a living if you're going to be a rancher or a farmer, right? You can't have to go to some office duty or whatever this shitty job is and then come home and ranch and farm in your part-time. Somebody's got to, you got to use some type of labor force. I know people out here, they got cow farms and stuff, and they don't even live here. They hire ranch hands to handle the whole thing while they live wherever they live. I had a lady that lives in Arizona. She doesn't even live here, but yeah, they come out here and visit and, run a ton of cattle. I don't know how many, but a lot. I believe that she got 2 properties that she does that on, so you got to be able to, if that's your passion, if this is going to be a job and it's going to be a serious thing, to ranch or farm, you have to be able to make some money off of it. I've always known and heard, I guess, that, you don't make no money, and that's the thing. That's why these generational farms and ranches are not staying within the family. The kids are moving away, they're going to college, and they're not coming back to, run the family farm or ranch. And in some rare cases where they do, they're not looking to kind of expand. The thing about a business is what I've learned is, you're always a successful business is always having to grow. Whatever that percentage is every year is different company to company, but a business, even if it's a family farm from generation to generation, it has to be able to grow. And I don't know if that means you got to diversify the shit a little bit or whatever, but there's got to be other avenues that you're adding to this generational farm that's in the family to continue to be successful. And I totally passed that freaking gas station. I'm like, look, all I want is a damn fountain soda, and I just blowing past any spot that might have. It's just ridiculous. So I don't understand. I do understand. When I say I don't understand, it's kind of, I guess, maybe rhetorical, or I don't know. What I'm saying is, I don't know why they would try to encourage people to go away from the land. Like, you motherfuckers are missing the whole point, right? The land, the earth, the grass under your toes, everything that we've had through society of humans, we've tried to like improve on and maximize and and we're just so like hobsnobbery, nose in the air. We don't realize, like, for everything that we think is so innovative and everything, we're moving into like food, and then shit falls apart, supply chains are choked, whatever, and I think and know that the governments of the world depend on, that's why they are so hard on getting rid of farmers and ranchers. You think they actually believe the cow fart bullshit? No, they want to put everybody with the you'll own nothing and be happy, and that includes the people that raise and grow our food. So just kind of my 2 cents on it. I think that everybody should be moving back to the trades. Make sure it's a good trade where AI is not going to take it over in a while. I talked about AI yesterday, but learn to grow food. Learn to get that. Everybody should have a green thumb. That, like, when I'm a grower, so everybody I talk to when they do see my garden in real life, especially when I got a rock and roll one, they're like, dude, you got the green thumb. And I'm like, it's just like reading and it's a lot of reading and application, reading, getting the info, applying properly. And plants are really easy. There's all types of complicated math behind it and biology and all that kind of stuff, right? Is that biology, or is that people that mess with plants, what are they called? Fucking proctologists. No, it's not a proctologist. I can't think of a person that plays with plants and shit. Not a herbivore, a herbologist. It's gonna drive me crazy. But anyways, we shouldn't have to be. It was just common knowledge that everybody had a garden, everybody had some chickens, maybe a cow and some goats, whatever. But everybody had that. There wasn't fucking Walmarts, and there wasn't huge supply chains, and all those kind of things made us a way better, way more hardy people. And now all that's gone away. The people that are holding on with the generational farms are slowly falling apart because he can't compete with, overseas imports, automation, and globalization. There might be something else in there I'm missing, but I'd say those three for sure. Produce and poultry and all that kind of stuff is being